I'm here with Rob Dial. Rob Dial is somebody that I've worked with for probably the last 18 months,
Yeah, around
maybe a
that.
little longer, almost 18 months.
Yeah.
And really, the purpose of this video is just to help you understand the journey and some of the things that we've done over the last 18 months and what can be expected if you're looking to work with myself and my team on your marketing efforts. So, Rob, who, when you think of Leon
hmm
Kolaski and the team that you're now working with,
hmm
what comes to mind for you?
Hands off, which is what I prefer. So I prefer to do, like, when I first started doing all this stuff and getting into internet and trying to put myself out there, I was like trying to do everything, and that drives me crazy. So now I would just prefer to pay other people with their specialties. Like, I know my specialty, and I have somebody that does my social media, I have somebody that does all of my video, and then I have you that does all of my marketing. I would just prefer to be hands off with it and not spend time into the marketing side too much besides the planning. So hands off is probably the number one thing for me.
Awesome. Awesome. What would you say is the biggest problem that you had when you first started working with me as far as, from the marketing perspective?
Um, I would say probably lack of knowledge of what I needed to do. Like, I was at a point where I was making great money and everything was doing well, but I have a very large social media following, but I felt like I wasn't monetizing as much as I could and not as authentically as I could as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think just the strategy of how to build a great company through the internet was my thing. Because all of my knowledge is everything in person. So
Mm-hmm.
to actually start making money, and really scale it online was my biggest thing I needed most help with.
Very cool. And what, just so people have a little context,
hmm
how big is your following on Facebook, Instagram, just rough
Yeah.
numbers?
So Facebook's about 1.7 million.
Mhm.
Instagram's about 140,000. And then my podcast is now doing about 2.6 million downloads per month.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And, what are you most proud of that we've created together?
Our challenges have been badass. Like, we created what really changed everything for us once we started doing the challenges, and the messages I've gotten from people. I talked to a lady today that's in one of the challenges, and she just broke up with her partner she was with for 5 years, and she's like, if I had not had this challenge, she's in the middle, she's 3 weeks into a 4-week challenge. She's like, I would probably like be in a puddle on the ground, like not knowing what to do. Another lady who was in the first challenge that we did, she said that she had lost her child in birth, and she said that the only thing that helped her get through it was some of the strategies she learned. So it's like the actual seeing people's faces and hearing their stories and how much it's changed them has been the coolest thing for me with those challenges. And we've also made a lot of money doing it, which is what's been good.
Absolutely. And one thing that's kind of interesting in working with you is to have noticed we very rarely talk about money or how much money
No.
we're going to make.
Yeah.
It's usually just about how many people that we can
hmm
impact.
Mhm.
And then the money always comes.
Money's just a byproduct of the value that you give the world. So the more
Yeah,
people we can impact, the more money we'll make.
absolutely. And is there, thinking about the different products that we've created and kind of that value ladder, what did you see the most value in, like working with myself
Mhm.
as a consultant and working with the team?
The high ticket. The high ticket was always the thing for me. I was okay charging a little bit, like charging lower amounts and trying to get as many people in as possible. But to do high ticket and to, have 30 people in a group at $6,000 a piece, and then to be able to do that multiple times, has probably been the biggest thing for me of like, just I blindly trust, which is what's good because I'm just like, all right, you've done this before, I'll just try it. And so I think that for me, it was the high ticket of like, is it worth $6,000 to create a course, and will people pay it? And they started paying it. I was like, well, all right, well, we gotta deliver on it.
What are you most surprised about out of the work that we've created together?
Oh, the most surprised. I don't know if there are too many surprises. I feel like we talk about everything pretty in depth, and there's never really been any surprises. It's yeah, I don't think there are surprises.
Mm-hmm.
I think that you know, you do what you say you're going to do. I do what I say I'm going to do. And usually it works out really well when we do it that way, you know?
Was there anything that exceeded your beliefs as far as number of people, income earned, anything like that?
The Facebook's ads were pretty damn good. With the ads that we've been doing on the retargeting has been really good, considering that I didn't even sign up with you to start doing Facebook ads. It was just more of marketing strategy and putting the stuff in place. But that's been a really pleasant surprise. I mean, we've been, you know, 2xing all the dollars that we put into it on the front end, not even counting all of the money that comes in on the back end from the people coming in on Facebook. So I'd say that was a pretty pleasant surprise.
Yeah. What are you looking most forward to that, you know, that's in the pipe that we're working on?
Mastermind, like a legitimate big scale mastermind, because that's the next thing for me, where I know that I could get an event together and sell at an event, and then the actual selling of that mastermind from there to kind of get people's, like, I love what I do and how it's all online, but I also miss being in front of people. So that's the thing that I'm excited about in an event, and then having a mastermind after that to be able to literally see people multiple times throughout the course of a year and watch how they change. That's what I'm excited about.
Absolutely. And then was there any point in working together where you weren't sure if it was going to work? Was there any doubts?
Yeah, I mean, there's always doubts whenever you start working with somebody, but you know, the thing that helped it for us was that you were speaking at Internet Marketing Party, which automatically had authority in it because I know David Gonzalez really well. And for me, the reason why I started working with you is because I felt that you could scale quicker than my old marketing guy was. My old marketing guy was just one person, and there was nobody else that was, you know, there wasn't a whole lot of strategy. It was when we first came on and I switched to you, I was like, you know, he just wants to do he has all these ideas and wants to throw an ebook and throw this out and throw this out. And I was like, I just want to stick with stuff that works. And I want to build an actual, you know, escalation ladder of what people can go up. So for me, that was the biggest thing when we first started. Just like, can we, because he was the first person I hired to do my marketing, and then you were the second. And I was like, I hope, you know, that guy was my friend. So hopefully Leon does better than he did, because I didn't burn a bridge, but I had to fire a friend basically.
Yeah. And is there anything that you would want to tell somebody that's thinking about working with me and my team?
Don't take up too much of his time so that I could keep making money with him. That's the only thing that I would say. No, like you're legit. You know what you're doing. You're very methodical in the way that you think, but also I think that you think differently. Like, you know, there's a lot of people that do the exact same stuff over and over and over again. And what I pride myself in is thinking differently. And I think Leon thinks differently as well. And I think that's kind of needed because there's so many people on the internet doing all of the exact same crap, you know?
Yeah.
So that's what I would say.
Absolutely. For me, I always think, you know, the thing that everybody else is doing out there is probably not the best thing for everybody. Right. Like, one of the things that I've enjoyed most working with you is that we've always kind of built the plane as we're coming in for a landing. Right. And just being comfortable with that has made the process so much faster.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, the things that we've made the most money on, it was an idea that we sold, and then we built as time went on, which is all worked, you know, and it saved us a lot of time on the front end too.
And it's not theory, right? We're not talking about something. We're not building something for months on end. We built something in a very short period of time, and then, you know, worked in the back end, which worked out pretty well.
Yeah, and it's still working.
Absolutely. Do you feel like the strategies that I use are going to be effective for people in different industries?
For sure. I think that it's just like sales. Like sales, I know that I have a sales background. I could go and sell anything because there's just strategies to selling, right? Online, I think it's the exact same thing where you can sell anything that you want to. You just have to have the basics of exactly how to do it and know the psychology behind it to put the pieces in place. So I would say, yeah.
And to wrap things up, if you were to pick 3 words that would describe working with me, what would those 3 words be?
I think you're methodical in the way that you think. I think engineer is the thing, because you used to be an engineer, and I can tell that you used to be an engineer of the way things work. And proven, because I think your strategies are proven. They work, and you already know they do. And so I think those are, what is that? So I said methodical, engineer, and proven are the ones.
That's awesome, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for taking the time to do this for us, and hopefully we can help some other people with what we've covered here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you.